by instrument. I'll go through all of my friends that I play music with, and hopefully you can learn a little something fun about me along the way. Hi, I'm Stephanie Croff, and I created Starla, and I want you to get to know me on piano. It's just so beautiful and deep, and it grounds me. Like, I can be sitting in a mood and put my fingers down and, like, even like this, we're friends. Like, it's turned off, nothing's happening, but just the fact that I've spent so much time with it, my hands know exactly where to go, and it just feels really special, and I feel like my heart opens up every single time I touch it. I wasn't prepared to get choked up with this one, especially at the beginning, but it's just really special. Yeah, and it's like it's literally infinite. I mean, something that I really love is that it's really simple. Everything is right there. It's the same notes repeating over and over. You can see them all. But boy, it just envelops me in this space. Oh, I don't know. It's like a portal. It's like a portal. I love it. I love it because it's a portal. Okay. This wasn't even a realization. Like, I just was. When I look back through all of my memories, even audio recordings where I was so young, I don't necessarily remember developing those memories, but I was always playing piano. My brothers were always playing piano. I was always playing piano. Um, I feel like I grew up literally, and that was probably one of the first things I touched. So I think it's not that I wanted to learn how to play it. It's just that I always was playing it. And then continuing to play it just continued that relationship. Honestly, all of my family, but I think I had the most fun as a very little girl playing with my great grandma. She had these amazing long fingers, like probably longer than mine. And she would just shred. And I would sit on her lap and, you know, her big hands would be on both sides of my tiny little fingers. And I would just stare at her hands and watch her fingers as they moved over all the keys. And it was just so much fun. And we would play games. she She would play this game where she'd make her hand into, like, a claw shape, like, here, can you see? Like a claw, and then she'd say, "There's a troll under there. Now you have to run away." And so then I would take my take my fingers and run, but you'd play all the notes as you're running away, and so that's how I learned how to do, like, because because you have to run away from the troll. And so she was really great that way. She was really good at making up games, and I just love that we played games on the piano. That was really fun. Oh, you know what? So, okay, so it's not so much that I'm reliving like the memory of playing games with my grandma, or my great grandma. Um, Although I definitely think of that often because she's just one of my favorite people. Um, but it's whenever I see my hands, whenever I see my now massively long fingers and my incredible span, I'm like cruising up and down the keyboard. I'm like, sometimes I want to cry because I feel so blessed to have her DNA. But then other times I just feel really proud, like, cool. I always wanted to reach these notes. So yeah, it's just feeling blessed when you've got people's bones in your bones. Yeah. So like it's the world. I already said that the piano is like a portal for me. And I kid you not, as soon as I'll touch it, a song will fall out every single time. And it didn't always used to be this way, but it's this way now. And when it started to be that way, I was like, whoa. But um, it's just so cool because, like, you know, my hands will fall somewhere. And then the way the notes sound, it just feels like a feeling. And then I feel the warmth of that. And I see the image start to happen of that, of like, ooh, and I play into that chord again or play into that note progression again. Um, it just literally starts to paint pictures in my mind and like I see everything. And so I just sing it out as I see it. Um, and it's just like, you know, it's literally like a story unfolding. And so that in and of itself is what inspires me on the piano is like, oh my God, I didn't even know this story was going to come out. Like, what is this story? What is this picture? Who is this about? Who are these lovers? Ooh, I want to know more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so much awe and wonder and like total 100% interest of like, let's keep finding out more. Like, I can't put this story down. I want to keep reading it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what the piano is for me. And the fuel that keeps the fire burning is playing the piano. Like, it starts the picture. I see the picture. I hear it. We keep, we're like literally masterminding together. It's insane. I love it. I really love it. So sometimes I like to get really, really nerdy about nomenclature. Um, and I like to get that way because it just helps kind of quantify certain expectations around behaviors or interactions. And so, yeah, like I definitely found myself feeling very deliberate in my file naming when I started to like record as Starla and produce and, work with a ton of tracks and stuff, where I found myself being very precise and labeling things as piano. And then I kind of surprised myself and I kept like almost double taking when I would find myself labeling other tracks as keys. And so I just kind of asked myself, why am I doing this? Why am I creating a sort of a delineation between these two instruments when it's literally coming from this same thing the whole time? So the more I started to think about it and why I was making those differences in my naming systems, Um, it's because honestly, when I play the piano, I want to hear what a piano sounds like based off of my experience of playing piano. So it's like an authentic piano tone. It's like a grand, it's like an upright. And so when I'm playing with the intention of wanting to hear those sounds, and that's what I load up on my machine, then I'm playing piano. And when I'm playing with the intention of wanting to like trigger other sounds, like a synthesizer or something like that, then I'm playing the keys because that just helps me differentiate between like when I open a file and I'm working on a song, I can look at the track and go, oh, yeah, okay, keys. Well, obviously it's going to be synths, and clearly I'll label my tracks with more detail than that. But just for shorthand, that's kind of how I segment it out is if I'm playing like triggered other sounds, it's keys. But if I'm playing triggered piano sounds, I'm playing piano. Yeah, a lot of my songs are written with the piano first. Um, because like I said earlier, like now I'm at a point where I almost don't want to touch the piano because I know a song's going to come out and then I'm responsible for that song. And it's not like I'm responsible. That doesn't sound great at all, but it's more like I want to safeguard my time around that so that I can follow it through all the way. Like, I really, really respect my music. I respect my ideas. And I really, really like being deliberate about how I frame out even my practice time. So I always keep my machine on and on record, even when I go to practice. And so, 9 times out of 10, I'll have a default piano track loaded up and I'll just start playing. And then sure enough, something starts to settle in. And then I'm like, oh my God, that's really great. I kind of love it. And so then I just like sniff it out and I keep going there. And then and then that's the song or that's the part. And then I'm like, oh cool. Now I like can hear another part. Like let's get that in. So then I start cutting it up and cleaning it up and getting it a place where I can actually record another instrument on top of it. But yeah, pretty much a lot, if not all of my songs have started out on piano, just because it's such an easy instrument to start out with. Whew. I love how easy this is, you guys. So I'm going to put on a tiny, tiny, tiny little technical hat because sometimes it's fun to get nerdy. And where do I even start? Okay, how do I record my piano? So this is a keyboard. This is not a piano. This is a digital keyboard and it has outs. It has different ways of sending signal out of the keyboard. And so then what you want to do is have that signal go somewhere that can read it. And not only then can it read it, but then have it do something that you want it to do. So keyboards like this are so cool because they have what are called MIDI outs. And it's a MIDI signal which has a whole lot of information in it. And it can capture and transmit all of these variables like velocity, like how hard did you press the key down, um, which is another word for volume, but velocity is a cool thing because that's really like what your touch is about. If you're just like really gently, gently, gently hitting the keys, and you've got a keyboard that can capture that sort of gentle, like fluid motion, woo, ooh, that's got so much cool vibe in it. Oh, but then if you like want to get super gnarly and you're like, oh no, this one's got to be hardcore like this, go, like really, really hit your keys hard at the same time. And that attack, like you really want that to translate. So MIDI is so cool because it's a signal that can do that. It can capture all of that broad range. And so it runs it through a cable that then you plug into your interface, which is just a word for a piece of hardware that can properly shuttle that information to your computer. So then your computer can take that MIDI signal and I run it into my DAW. A DAW is a digital audio workstation, DAW, a DAW. And it just is, it's where you play with files. You play with audio files digitally and you work with them in there. So yeah, I run it through my DAW and I use Logic. I really like Logic because it's a really intuitive interface and it's also pretty to look at. Then you just make a new track and you assign it to a software instrument track that is MIDI. And then this is the fun part, then you pick a plugin that has sounds attached to it. Like, my favorite is Native Instruments Complete Control, and my favorite piano sound is Maverick. I think it's the Jazzy Maverick. It used to be Dirty Old Grand, but no, I'm pretty sure I'm hooked on the Jazzy Maverick right now, and probably for like a year. So yeah, that's usually what I practice to. That's often what I write to. But then if I don't feel like using that sound in a song, then I'll just change it later. But yeah, so that's how I record my piano. Keyboard with piano sounds. Ooh, the first song I learned how to play on piano obviously was going to be with my great grandma. I don't know if you can see all this cat hair floating around, but I moved and cat hair went everywhere. So that's just kind of how it is. And I'm actually really all right with that. But I'll start this question over. What was the first song I learned on piano? It was definitely with my grandma. And I feel very confident that it was Heart and Soul because, she would have her big, beautiful hands out and, oh, I don't think I'm allowed to sing songs that are recognizable. So, Heart and Soul, guys, I'll link to it. But yeah, so like, when you're such a little person, that's the right amount of notes to handle. So I feel really, really sure that Heart and Soul was the first song that I learned how to play with my grandma. Great grandma. Good Lord. Ooh, the first song I wrote on piano. Okay, you're going to love it. This is a fun one. It's called The Crab Walk. And I remember feeling really, really proud of myself when I wrote the song. I think I was in the 4th grade. And my friend, she played piano and she played really well. And I didn't play that well then. And but this was the first song that I wrote, and I remember being so excited to share it with her. And so I shared it with her, and I'm pretty sure she was like, "What are you even talking about right now?" So the crab walk, you start with your hands, and then you try and make your hands sideways like a crab, and then you put them on the keys, and then you literally just do this. That's literally it. you just literally go like a crab sideways up and down the piano. So, yeah, that was the first song I wrote, The Crab Walk. You're welcome, you can play that one at home. It'll be a huge hit. Um, yeah, 4th grade, I think. Oh, wait, you wanted a serious song? Okay. Okay, so serious. This was a very serious time in my life. I didn't even know who Starla was yet. I was still writing music as Stephanie Croff, and, yeah, it was so cool though because, basically, I had spent, like, my whole youth, um, like, playing piano at home, but I had always been playing guitar out, and so, part of it was because, like, guitars are really lightweight. You can carry them. It's easy, you can fit it in your car. I didn't have a keyboard, obviously, at that time. Um, but then I also didn't have a piano at my own house either. So it wasn't until after I graduated college and moved out to Santa Barbara that I helped build a studio and was living there, and there were 3 pianos there. And so that's really, really, really when I started to play piano more and started to write on the piano, like actual songs other than the Crab Walk, which is a very good song. But um, yeah, so that was such a great period of life because it was like the first time I really gave myself full permission to get fully emotional in the piano. I mean, I'd always played piano emotionally when I practiced Beethoven, or other classical music, but it's just different when you kind of like let yourself go and just start feeling the notes to feel where they want to go. And so that's really what I started doing. And so the first real songs that I wrote were my album, Why Do We Sing? Um, I even think that the first song I wrote was Why Do We Sing? Because, like, I just had it, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had a lot going on and a lot to figure out. And I felt like the piano was a really, really safe place for me to explore all of that and really get in touch with it in a way that really like opened doors in my heart and helped me just like shine a light in places that really needed it. So, yeah, I think Why Do We Sing might be my first melodic song that I wrote on piano. Yeah. Okay, I'm really, really cold. I am like literally starting to shiver. So I know this is going to change my hair, but oh my God, I really need to warm up right now. Okay. That's a really good question. That's right. Okay. Okay. So years ago, I wrote this song for my brother and I recorded it, but I recorded it only specifically so that he could hear it. And it's just one of those songs where it's like, and like, I just really wanted to like speak some truth into his life from how I saw him and just kind of like shine a light on how amazing of a person I always I always knew he was. And and so he's so funny. He was never really one to, like, talk a lot, but Stephanie, that was a good song. I'm pretty sure, like, that's, like, literally the only thing he said afterwards, but oh my god, I love to play that song, but only the bridge. Like, the bridge is the best part. The bridge through the ending is literally the best part of that whole entire song, and it's so great because it's like, it's all these arpeggios and just, like, slow, deliberate chord progression changes that become more and more regal as they go on, and it's like this, like, you know, golden door opening, proud standing in front of your garden gates, home estate type of, like, vibe where you're like, "Yes." You know what I mean? And, like, God, it just feels so good to play those notes and to sing too, because it's like, oh, it's just so beautiful. And I really do wanna produce it sometime as Starla, like, it's just so beautiful, I can't not do it someday. I'm probably gonna rewrite, like, the whole front half maybe? I don't know, but ooh, yeah, that bridge to the end is literally just the best. That one I can get wrapped up in, like, that one I can play for, like, a solid while. And then be good. Like, I don't even have to write a new song, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes when you just wanna play, but you're like, "I'm not committed to wanting to write a new song right now," that's a song that you can just play and then just feel, like, so accomplished afterwards. Oof, that's a good one. What's the name of it? I don't remember right now. Um, yeah. I mean, I see all the pictures, I've got all the lyrics, but the title, I think that was at a time when I was kind of, like, cloaking, you know? I was, like, um, writing in, like, pretty heavy metaphor. So, I think the title is, like, super cloaked, which makes sense for not being able to remember it so easily. So, there's that. Alright, I have to separate this into 2 different categories. This is me getting a little nomenclature-y on you because, um, for me, pianos really do have sounds that for me are iconic, but then also the way a piano is played, like the touch, also becomes iconic. So, just for piano sound, I really love the sound of a Yamaha U3. It's an upright. Um, it's just like it's just super milky and really smooth and really even tempered. And no matter if you're playing on the low notes or if you're on the high notes, it literally sounds like totally calm, totally stable, really unified. There's no surprises. It's really like that. So the Yamaha U3 is definitely iconic for me. And then I love the sound of a Steinway Grand. I think those are just the biggest, most brash, bold, ballsy, like belligerent, like beasts of machine. Okay, how many B words was that in a row? That was pretty fun. I love them because, like, as soon as you as soon as you put the sustain pedal down, which is to say, as soon as you take the dampeners off of the keys, just the way that those felts break along the strings themselves and that ringing that carries through the whole body of the piano. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's like, oh, it's about to go down. Like, that's what it sounds like. And it's so cool. And yeah, and then when you're like really wanting to lay down those low notes, like nobody can compete with those, you know what I mean? Oh, it's so good. Oh, and then like everything is like really, really bright and deliberate. And it's like the lights are on. Like the lights are on all the time on that thing. It's insane. So I really, really love the sound of a Steinway Grand. I think that's absolutely iconic. Okay, so touch, piano playing. Oh, Brad Meldau is so good. Oh my God. I have flown to hear him play so many times. And every single time, it's just like, oh my God, when's your next concert? Like, I will be there. It's so good. So, oh my God, my favorite thing about the way he plays piano is that he just starts off by setting you in a song with a clear sense of what song you're in. And it's really, really nice and pleasant. And then he just starts to go on a journey. And like, it is the smoothest transition from song to improv of the song that, like, I mean, literally 11 and a half minutes pass and he like starts to bring in threads of the original song again. And you're like, shut up. That's the song you were playing the whole time? Where did we go? Like, that's literally what it's like when you're listening to him play is you fully go on this journey to like awesomeness and like serenity and blissfulness and like I mean one time so I went to that show at the Libero. It was like 2017 or something, I think. We flew down there and saw him literally bawling tears because he did Led Zeppelin's Going to California. And it just literally, I couldn't even help myself. It's not like I was sobbing. I like had the biggest smile on my face and literally streaming tears. Like, I kind of really wished I had a tissue. It was like so much crying, but oh my God, it's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. Oh, okay, so that's Brad. Um, who else? I really, really, oh, iconic piano. Well, okay, this is bending the answer a little bit because it's not solely piano. Um, but he's a piano player and his musicians are in support of that. So Aaron Parks is so good. He is so good. But my favorite thing about his playing is how his guitarists will play in unison with him and they have whole songs. It's like whole segments. I bet there are whole songs, but where like the whole entire gist of the song are these insane, perfectly precise, like perfectly executed piano and guitar lines, just these amazing. And so the way that those two harmonics stack, it's like such an elevation of tone for me where you're like, just shut the up. That's so good. It's so good. I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't even know it could sound that good." So, ugh, I love it. And I know it's cheating because it's piano and guitar, but gosh, Aaron Parks, really, really iconic for me. Okay. Okay. So this is piano, touch, feel from a rhythm perspective. Okay, it's a twofer. The first one, because they're very, very similar, but they're different. Elton John, absolutely iconic for me because he always sounds like he's playing with so much presence. Like he's present in every single chord and every single note and every single thing he does. He's absolutely present. But it's never a forceful kind of presence. It's never too much. It's just like here, 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 here. I'm 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 here. You know what I mean? It's just like, whoa, dude. Whoa. Like his music never ever once sounds like think I need to just like zone out a bit. You know what I mean? Like how he's able to just stay present with all those chords all the time is just amazing. But the minute I hear that, I'm like, that's such an iconic sound. So why I say similarly, because it's a similar era, but just a different feel is Carole King. I really like her feel a lot, and I can absolutely say that it is 100% inspired how I like to play the piano, where there's this like kind of like there's like a hitch in my giddy up kind of a feel about it, where like it's like triplets falling out of your mouth sometimes, but like everything is always still together. There's like I don't know, I just really, really love how relaxed it is around the beat, um, and I think that's because the way and obviously it's paired with her singing, but, it just is really meaningful. Like, the notes sound like they mean something, like they're totally supporting the story that's being told, like they're fully invested in it, you know? And, gosh, I just love that. I really love that so much. So Carole King, totally iconic. Yeah. Hmm. You're really making me think about this one. Oh, The Entertainer. Gosh, it's so celebratory. I love it. I love it. Super duper bright and crisp. I love it. Um, okay, well, this is a loose thread, but I'll get there. Um, so I probably should have said this at some point, but I'll tell you now. Beethoven is definitely my favorite, like my favorite, favorite, favorite. And specifically Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. And I know this is a piano question, but we'll get there. Oh, so, okay, there's so much about Beethoven to love. First of all, let's just talk numbers. So, my real name is Stephanie. There's 9 letters in Stephanie. I was born on November 9th. So there we go, another 9. And Beethoven also has 9 letters. Beethoven, 9. And so the Ninth Symphony is just like more icing on the cake for somebody who already is obsessed with 9. So I feel like we're soulmates. I feel like Beethoven is my soulmate. I feel like I am a part of his existence, and I feel absolutely alive and so full of joy and just super fresh and new when I hear Beethoven's Ninth, all three parts. So, and this is going to be a story, you better get a snack. There was a time when that was the only CD I had in my car, was the Ninth, like all of the movements. I am pretty sure I found it at a thrift store somewhere, and you know, like, I don't know, I was driving and I was like not wanting to listen to the radio. And so then I was like, oh, I have literally only one CD in my car. I'll put that one on. And so I put it in and I was just like, whoa, man, this is so good. I feel like I've never heard it before. Like, and so I kept listening to it for like 3.5 years. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, I had it in my car, and so I would listen to it while getting groceries or like going to get the mail. But then I like put it on my playlists and literally listen to only that song every day in a row, all the time, even while doing other things, only that song. So it was like 3.5 years of that song. It's such a lame way to say it, but whatever. Of that musical world of expression. Ah, and then one day I was like, I don't even know how it happened, but somehow I was listening to another recording of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, and I was like, hold on, what the like, what's actually going on here? The tempo changed. I was like, hold on, wait a second. I've never heard that part played like that before. Because like whenever you hear the recordings of Beethoven's Ninth, it seems like it's the same recordings of the same symphonies over and over, and it's played literally the same. There was one time where I was listening to classical radio and they played somebody's symphony and they rushed it. And I'm not kidding you. I almost needed to pull the car over because I couldn't find the button to make the radio stop playing. It was giving me so much anxiety. They were rushing this part that I didn't believe needed to be rushed. And it literally like spun me. I was like, this has to stop right now. Anyways, so I'm very, very keen on when my favorite music experiences any change in feel. And so I was like listening to this version of Beethoven's Ninth, and it was being tweaked with, like seriously tweaked with. But my heart just kept opening up and being like, but this sounds amazing. I've never heard it like this, but it sounds so good. And like, I just kept listening and it just kept getting more interesting and more nuanced and more emotional and more emotive. And I was like, what is even going on right now? How is this happening? This is like hundreds of years old music and it sounds so fresh and so new and it's so good. And I was like, who the fuck even is this? Like, who is playing this? I have to like know more. And that's how I found out about Daniel Barenboim. Oh my God, you guys, it blew my mind and it changed everything that I had been thinking about Beethoven. The amount of inspiration infused into those works blew my mind. And so then, of course, I had to get obsessed. So I started listening to literally everything that he's ever worked on and ever recorded. And so that was like another year and a half of my life, just like deep diving into his entire catalog. So other piano sounds stored in my mental library. It's Beethoven made new and fresh and alive and enlivened and with so much more possibility. Oh my God. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Oh, wait, there's one more. There's one more for me. Um, Vince Guaraldi. I love him. I really love him. When it's holiday season and when it's not holiday season, I love Vince Guaraldi. And yeah, it's so funny because when I was growing up, I was not into the Peanuts. I thought they were mean and I just didn't like it. It made me sad. So, but I really, really loved the Peanuts theme song. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, so I feel like it was, I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago when I started to go like really deep on listening to everything Vince Guaraldi. And oh, I just love it so much. It's so sunshiny and fresh and like well paced and like very important, but it's okay to stop and say hello. You know what I mean? It's like, ah, I just really love the way the notes unfold. I just really love it. They're so cheerful. They're so cheerful and so urgent and so cheerful at the same time. It's like the happiest little busybody on the whole entire planet. I just love it. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that's all. I think I'm just excited to spend more time with the piano. Like, it's a relationship that never gets old for me. It's always fulfilling. I love how it feels. I love how I feel. I love how the keys feel. I love how my instrument feels. Um, I just love it. I just want to keep having fun with it. So that's what I'm going to do. This has been Getting to Know Starla on piano. Thank you for joining me. I've had a lot of fun talking with you and sharing all of these stories. I hope you've had fun too. Do you want to meet a special guest? Do you want to meet a special guest? Do you want to see this beautiful boy? Yes, my little sweetie boy. He's my little sweetie boy. He's my little sweetie boy. He's my little sweetie. Yes, he's my little sweet, sweet boy. He's my little, he's my biological cat. And I love him. I know, you're your own cat. You're your own cat. I know. Oh my God. Yeah. Show everyone how cute you are. Yeah, yeah. There you are. And here's my little boy. You're my little sweetie. My little angel. Oh my God. Here's my boy. There's my boy. Mm, yeah, yeah, mm, yeah. You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy.